WWE wrestler, The Mac.
And I'm Showtime Stevie Stamos.
Have you ever dreamed of owning your own race car and taking it out for a test drive? Well, thanks to our friends at Rent-A-Racecar, you can!
Visit www.rent-a-racecarne.com for all the details on how you can take one of these babies out to Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll see you at the races.
Touchdown! Ten races down, one final race to go here in the SIM500 Vidane Racing SuperSpeedway Series Championship Night. Welcome everybody to Vidane TV. Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. here in the booth alongside me, Kevin England. Kevin, we got some fantastic racing here on tap. 60 laps at the fictional iRacing SuperSpeedway 3-mile SuperSpeedway track here for the Faded Glory Racing Fatal 4-Way 180. That's a mouthful. How are we doing tonight, Kevin?
Doing great, Paul. Looking forward to this race. Fun racetrack. One of those racetracks that has both raciness. I mean, you can race. It's not really follow the leader, but it also has a lot to do with the draft. A lot of fun to run this racetrack with this super high banking.
Absolutely. 4 drivers gunning for that championship belt, brought to you by ProAmBelts.com. Did an absolutely fantastic job on the fully custom design on the belt, and it's the third one we've done here of Vidane Racing. Ian Plash winning the first one back in 2014. Jarrett Bolliard winning his championship belt last season. And one of these 4 drivers going to essentially win tonight, and basically all they have to do is finish in front of the other 3 drivers, E.J. O'Rourke, Mitchell Hunt, Kevin Brown, and Richard Beasley. Those 4 drivers that are gunning for that championship here, Kevin. And really the odds-on favorite right off the rip is going to have to be Kevin Brown. He's the only repeat winner. He won the final race. He won 2 races in the first 8 races to lock himself into the championship 8, and he won the couple of weeks ago as well. So 3 races for Kevin Brown, the only repeat winner here, and just about a minute and a half left in qualifying, as we can see a couple of drivers trying to put some times up on the board. You can see Weaver on the top of the board currently with the number 40 truck, but we still have about a minute and a half to go. But the big story is going to be those championship 4, where they start, more importantly, where they finish.
Yeah, lately Kevin Brown's been pretty fast everywhere we've seen him, and we haven't seen that much out of E.J. O'Rourke. But who knows? Tonight's a new night, new racetrack, and a completely different motivation for these guys to see whether they can land the championship. And, you know, you can't count Mitchell and/or the tidy Richard Beasley out. They're all veterans in their own right, and they know what's on the line here tonight. They want that belt, Paul.
Absolutely. We can see E.J. O'Rourke currently qualified up front. He's in the 3rd position currently with about 30 to 40 seconds left to go. Kevin Brown in 6th. And we've got Mitchell Hunt there in 15th. Richard Beasley going to be starting into the back of the pack as designed. He wants to try and avoid any early, any early trouble or calamity or any of that nonsense. But it'll be good to see. It'll be fun to watch because there's only about 25 to 30 drivers. We see Chad Cole bumping himself onto the pole with a 50.333, so blistering lap time here at the iRacing SuperSpeedway, and it may very well wrap it up as we're in single digits now on the second clock to try and find out who's getting the pole here.
Yeah, ticker is coming down 2 seconds, 1 second, and that is it. You're going to write the check to Chad Cole for the qualifying run there. He's going to be your pole sitter going in. 60 laps the distance here tonight. It's partly cloudy here at the iRacing SuperSpeedway. 78 degrees, a little toasty warm. Track's 104, but with that banking, they should do really well, Paul, to be able to hold a lot of grip driving into that corner as the cars are coming to the grid, and we're getting ready to go super speedway racing here at the iRacing Super Speedway.
And I look at this racetrack and I see essentially a bigger Daytona, bigger Talladega. But the last time we were here, a lot of the drivers kind of coined this track up as a giant Dover. Lots of even banking, either in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, almost symmetrical all the way around this racetrack. And you can see just how massive the track is. Lots of banking there down in turn number 4, and here on the backstretch as well. Just a really cool looking. Cool racetrack, a little fictional thing, kind of came back in the days of the NASCAR race in 2003, and there you can see all the drivers lining up on the inside or on the outside rather of pit row there on the wall. The iRacing Mustang pace car is going to get them rolling, and without further ado, Chad Cole, we already made mention, has claimed the pole here tonight. He's going to start in that very first position, and starting outside of him is going to be the number 9 truck. Had a good start to the season, but unfortunately didn't make it into the Final Four. He's going to be starting on the outside.
Yeah, Bobby Wetzel in the 9 starts second. Bruce Lee Weaver in the 40 starts third. Championship contender E.J. O'Rourke in the 4th starting spot in the number 41. 33 of Tyler Hallahan starts in that 5th position outside row 3. 6th starting spot tonight for Chad Coleman. Keep an eye on the number 38. Another championship contender, Kevin Brown, he comes off in the 7th position. Starting in the 8th spot, Jeff Ryan in the number 3. Had a good race last week at Daytona. John Fitzpatrick in the 78 starts 9th, 10th starting spot for veteran Randy Yoakum in the familiar number 8. Chris Jibu in the number 6 starts in the 10th position. 12th starting spot tonight for Greg Snellgrove. In the 31, Matt Egan, 02, starts 13th outside row 7. 14th starting spot for the number 35 of Joshua King. Gail Brooks, familiar name here at SIM500, 71. He starts in the 15th starting spot. 16th is Mitchell Hunt. 77 looking to see if he can get himself a championship. Don Runkle in the 00 starts 17th. 18th is Daniel Hawkingham in the number 39. The last championship contender, Richard Beasley in the number 10, starts 19th. We'll keep an eye on Richard's progress through the night. 20th starting spot for Tommy Ryan in the 99. Rich Jett makes his appearance here tonight. 21st starting spot for the Jet. Michael Sharp in the 300. He'll start in the 22nd starting position. And then shotgun on the field is going to be Gerald Livingston in the number 97. It's going to be Chad Cole leading us to green as they come around here getting ready for the start. Pace car is off and green flag is out. We're racing here at the iRacing Super Speedway. They roll through the corner and yep, look at these guys. There are 3 wide already, Paul, coming off the corner.
Already halfway down the backstretch, 3 wide for the lead, 17 down low, and man, oh man, timing and scoring is throwing us through a loop. We're about 57 wide, and there you can see the bright rainbow hood there of Kevin Brown in the number 93. Definitely a unique paint scheme. Chrome and rainbow, you never thought you'd see it. Kind of a pretty good-looking paint scheme, and I definitely dig it. But he's down low on the bottom side. There's about 80 trucks on the high side. There you can see just barely off in the distance the bright orange hood, the Tide Ride of Richard Beasley in the 10 truck. It's going to be tough to try and follow all these guys weaving and bobbing like this. You can already see championship contenders almost hooked up mid-pack. That's going to be Beasley and Brown trying to get hooked up. And man, there's just there's action all the way across this racetrack already here on lap number 2.
Yes, they come off of turn number 4. Kevin Brown out to the outside following Bobby Wetzel. Wetzel jumps up high in the Valvoline Ford. He's going to run down and get a good draw going down the outside. He'll come up to about the 4th place truck. Kevin Brown following in his tire tracks. Is down underneath him is Bruce Lee Weaver in the number 40. Up front, it continues to be the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke ticking off the laps. He's out leading with Chad Coleman and pushing him across the line to complete lap number 3. As they're now just about side by side for the lead, here comes Wetzel and Brown to challenge for that top slot.
Spoke to a lot of these drivers before the race. Kevin Brown, one of them. Kevin Brown wants this championship belt. He wants to be able to win this race, and he's got to do it That's exactly what he's going to have to do here to win this championship, because you can see EJ O'Rourke and that Trans-Service number 41 machine is still leading this race. There you see Kevin Brown dipping down below the Chad Coleman, or underneath, behind the Chad Coleman machine. There, the Kick-Ass 38 truck, Kick-Ass Jerky number 38, and he thought he was going to dip down low and try and take a quick little peek, but thought better of it. He's going to line back up.
Keeping an eye on Richard Beasley, the tied Ford up in the high side. He's currently about the 9th position, rolling up to 8th. He's got the good draft out there on the outside with Open Racetrack in front of him. He started 19th and wasted no time, almost working his way right now to the top 5. Good run early on here for Richard Beasley.
Moving his way up towards the front as well, and we can definitely see this is going to be a race all the way down to the very, very last lap, and we'll see who's going to come home with this championship belt and with a free rental there from Street Stock team at Rent-A-Racecar at Stafford Motor Speedway.
Kind of settled in, drivers just feeling out what they have for this racetrack. You can see the severe banking and then the drop or raise as they come off. You described it like Dover. It's like Dover on steroids. When they get down, the truck really drops into the banking going into the corner, settles down on all the shocks and springs, and it pops up off coming to the straightaway. These drivers have to just put a little wheel to compensate for that, but I think it's not bothering them. Big, wide, fast racetrack. They're 2x2x2 all the way back to about 20th position.
Lots of track to lots of distance and lots of area to kind of move around here. You're taking a look right now, side-by-side pictures on your screen. The right side is the action here at the track. The left side is the in-car for Kevin Brown. You can see cool, calm, and collected. Very, very concentrated, trying to get up to the back bumper of the 38 to see if he can get around the duo of the 38 and the 41. And it's really cool. We're able to do that picture-in-picture. We're able to see the drivers and really try and kind of see who's more focused. And you can see Kevin Brown there, very, very focused. EJ still leading. You see Chad Coleman dip down a little bit, made that truck breathe a little bit, and you can see Richard Beasley kind of backed up just a little bit. He's down about 3 or 4 car lengths back in the, well, he was in the center. He moved up to the high side behind the number 31.
Drivers have 3 sets of tires for this race, 60 laps. They're 6 laps in, 1/10 the distance already completed as, wow, the number 40 pops out to the outside as Beasley. He's, you know, one of those drivers that typically I see him just kind of pace himself, but he's on kill tonight. He's right there mixing it up with that top 5.
These drivers know they have to be up front, and it doesn't pay to be up front. You don't win championships by being up front, because there you can see it. 3 of the 4 championship contenders in that top 4. Whoever finishes best out of those 4 championship contenders, Mitchell Hunt, Richard Beasley, Kevin Brown, and EJ O'Rourke, comes home the champion. So Kevin, you could essentially finish second in this race, or third or fourth. If one of these championship contenders wins, you can finish second in the last race of the season and miss out on the championship.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what, 41 of O'Rourke has a good friend there in Coleman, but I'm going to look back to Mitchell Hunt, currently running in the 18th position, playing what appears to be an alternative strategy, riding all by himself, long race, big racetrack, 3 miles in length. There's plenty of space between him and the trouble out front. If somebody gets into some issues, he should be able to check up and keep that truck safe. I suspect that Mitchell will come play the game a little bit later, but right now he's the only driver not in the mix, trying to assert his authority here in the early going.
And you can see there on the name badge there, 225 miles an hour as they head into the corner. An absolutely blistering fast racetrack here. And you can see Mitchell started in the back almost on purpose, 18th, moved his way up to 16th position right now. Like you said, Kevin, just kind of working on keeping the truck clean, making sure that he's able to keep his head on a swivel, make sure that he's able to avoid any kind of action up here, because that's one of the things with all these 3 championship drivers being in the top 5. Something happens in that top 5, you may very well lose 3 of those championship contenders.
Yeah, I actually think it's a pretty smart play by Mitchell. And I look at some of these other guys like Tyler Hallahan. He started in the 5th position, currently running 16th in the number 33 Cheerios Chevrolet. He's just kind of hanging on the back of that pack, pacing himself. some of these drivers, it's tedious, it's difficult. You really have to be 100% laser focused for 60 laps, and well, it'll just wear you out. And some of them just decide, I'm going to go back and ride a little bit, and then later I'm going to come up and press and assert my authority right now. And maybe I'm not sure if that's what Tyler's doing, or he's just kind of hanging out here in the back, but you know, he kind of rolled back and is just pacing himself out here in the middle of the field.
Bobby Wetzel getting a big old push from Greg Snellgrove on the outside line, and you can see Snellgrove in the 31 truck having some connection issues. That's what that smoke is. It's essentially allowing the other competitors know that he's blinking in and out, so he's going to unfortunately lose a lot of track position here as he blinks out and drops towards the back of the pack, but not before giving the 9 truck a good shot, and got him up there, led a lap or so, and it looks like he's dropped back just a little bit to the back, or to the front bumper of Bruce Lee Weaver, who's going to try and push him back up towards the front.
I look at someone like Kevin Brown. He's just kind of pacing himself, third truck in line on the bottom. And if you're Kevin, you know where your competitors are. You know where EJ is. You know where Mitchell is. You obviously know where Beasley is, because he's right behind him. But they all keep track of each other through this race. Now, I'm guessing, Paul, they got to make a pit stop at some point. They can't make it all the way through. And that should prove really interesting, as Kevin Brown just banged off that apron. That's a nervous moment. This track has so much banking with 33 degrees that if you touch that apron, it really upsets the truck.
Absolutely. Now we're looking at a side-by-side view here. Richard Beasley, in-car camera on the left side. He's got a bumper full of the Kevin Brown machine, and you can see he's surrounded by his Tide crew behind him, all the Rickies making an appearance here on Vidane TV, but trying to move his way up towards the front. Doesn't really look like he's able to get around anybody, and it's one of those things where it is a long race. We've got, looks like 38 laps to go here on the board at iRacing SuperSpeedway. It's a 3-mile track. There's plenty of time to make your move, plenty of time to kind of think out and do your studying and do your homework and all that good stuff. But when it comes crunch time, 5-10 laps to go, it's going to be a wonder who's going to make the first move.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx us, but so far so good. Everybody's staying clean and green here, as the top 3 have kind of tucked in nose to tail, pulling away a little bit. Everybody looks pretty clean at this point. No damage to any of these trucks. As you see some of these drivers venturing up to that high side, trying to see if they can get something going. I see Jeff Ryan up there in the number 3 truck out in that third lane. The one thing about this racetrack, Paul, is you could pretty much go wherever you want. The racetrack is 6-7 trucks wide.
Yeah, we saw that on the start here, Kevin, where the drivers were pretty much fanned out as soon as the green flag dropped, trying to get the most, trying to see who can get through the gears the fastest going into turn number 1. So we ride on board with Chad Coleman. You can see he is all over the back bumper of the 41 of EJ O'Rourke, and we've seen these two guys work together many, many times throughout all the series here in SIM500. And right behind him, still Kevin Brown, and there's Richard Beasley. He's kind of getting bored with running 4th, it looks like. You can see he's trying to peek out just a little bit, look on the outside of Kevin Brown, see if he can maybe get a little bit of help to go around there. Because as you made mention, there's a lot of room, there's a lot of lanes up there, and there's definitely some potential to get some good racing.
Yeah, right now things have kind of settled down. You see these drivers, they're getting single file. I saw Bobby Wetzel out to the outside. He had no help. He dropped back to about the 10th position. Now the Patriot Fire number 99 of Tommy Ryan up to the outside to see if maybe they could drag that line in. But everybody kind of now settling in down on that yellow line, follow the leader, is what we have going on here for the first 10 to 12 trucks.
If my memory serves me right, I believe the last time we were here at iRacing Speedway, put a nickel in the jar, I called it the wrong name. The last time we were here at iRacing SuperSpeedway, I believe it's a 2-tire stop, or a 2-pit stop race, rather. 20 laps and 40 laps. Pretty much drivers able to go anywhere between 18 and 21 laps. So it definitely made it very interesting, and that may very well be why some of these drivers are getting single file, about 5 laps from lap number 20, and they're going to want to stretch it a little bit, because we've definitely seen a lot of fuel mileage races here on Vidane TV, especially with these SIM500 guys, as they run so many laps under green. It's going to be tough to make a call if you want to make sure you've got enough for a green-white checkered, but we've also got numerous attempts at a green-white checkered, so you got to make sure you got that little bit of an insurance policy as they come across the stripe. Going to be working a lap number 16.
Bobby Wetzel gets a good push from Rich Jett, jumps outside of the third lane there going into turn number 1, but that run is going to stall a little bit as the outside lane trying to get something going. Now Jett up, and he actually bounced off the wall over there coming out of turn number 4. The truck pushed up. Everybody going to streak by. Not sure if he got any damage to that right front, but still hemorrhaging a little bit here as the field streaks by, and now he's going to tuck down to that yellow line and see if he can pick up the draft and keep that number 36 heading in the right direction.
Tough break there, but he is still in this main pack here. Looks like there's still 20 trucks in this main pack. 3 or 4 of them kind of broke off just a little bit, and they're biding their time just a tad. One driver, one lap down. That's going to be Randy Yoakum in that number 8 truck. But everybody else, it's still anybody's ball game. John Fitzpatrick looks like he is separated from the field a bit. He's about 25 seconds back. Not sure if that's by design or if he was caught up in some sort of calamity. And we can take a look at the 4th championship contender, Mitchell Hunt, back here mid-pack. He's still kind of he's pretty much by himself. He's up on the high side. He's got one truck up there with him, the Granger truck, the number 40 of Bruce Lee Weaver, and just kind of being clean, being cautious. Currently up in the 10th position, so doing what he needs to do, making sure that he's got a truck to finish this race, because you can't win the championship if you don't finish the race.
Yeah, for sure. I see everybody just giving a lot of respect. You know, one of the things you can choose to do is run right on the back bumper of the truck in front of you, or right on the door to the truck inside or out of you, outside of you. And right now, everybody's just kind of leaving a lot of space. We see about a truck length between every vehicle. You know, Paul, on this racetrack with so much draft, as you go down the straightaway, you're running half throttle, and sometimes you even drag the brake to keep from running over the truck in front of you.
Yeah, for sure, and everybody doing a great job at that. A lot of these drivers run, most of these drivers here at SIM500, these guys run 7 nights a week at SIM500, and you can check out all the series info at sim500.com. So these drivers are very, very familiar with each other, how their driving styles work, and braking points, and how they draft, and how they work, and how hard they race. And there you can see Mitchell Hunt joining the picture. He's got that team truck all the way up to the back bumper of Kevin Brown now, who slipped back a few spots. But it's business looks like it's start to be maybe picking up just a little bit.
Yeah, there's a couple drivers in this field we haven't talked about so far. Daniel Falkingham, usually we see him running up front. He's just kind of pacing himself out back. I see that, I don't know what color it is, purple, number 35 of Joshua King, just kind of pacing himself out there in the back. You call these names because you wonder if they're just playing a little bit of possum, and they'll come forward at some point and challenge for this. The 99 sitting right there, and yeah, but you know, these championship contenders, I think they want to be in control of it. But I'm looking back there at Richard Beasley. He's dropped from about 4th, 5th, 6th, where he was running a handful of laps ago, to 10th right now in line. And it doesn't look like he's looking to come up any further right now.
Just kind of riding, it looks like. Doesn't look like there's any damage or anything like that on the truck, on the number 10 Tide ride, so that's definitely good news there. And you can see in front of him, Mitchell Hunt, Kevin Brown, still close to bumper, a little bit of space there, but it's still E.J. O'Rourke up in the front of the pack, currently running in the 6th position. Oh, we got some green flag pit stops. Lap number 20, Beasley's down, Mitchell Hunt's down, and oh, we got a truck that's pointed in the wrong direction. That is not good news.
You see Chad Coleman down there getting, you know, these drivers have to go so slow as they go around here. I was watching the 39 of Falkingham come around to the outside with a big charge and wondered what was going on while everybody was slowing up, getting ready to pull in. There is some damage to the back of the 9 truck for Bobby Wetzel, your pole sitter, as he pulls in, and he misses his pit box a little bit. He's going to go in, change tires. The right side tires going on. Most of these drivers, it looks like, are doing 4 tires and fuel.
Yeah, you have to here. These trucks are going so fast, 230 miles an hour. As you go into the corners there, you can see a lot of the most of the rest of the front runners are coming down pit road at this point. There you can see on screen on the left side of your screen, Richard Beasley leaving pit road after a 4-tire stop, and this group being led down by the 39 and Kevin Brown there in the 93. So leaves 4, maybe 5 drivers out on the track, it looks like. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to come out on top. It's going to be a big race to get back up to speed, get through the gears, make sure you don't spin the tires, and get everything done as cleanly as possible. And again, we can see left side of your screen right now, Kevin Brown getting service to the number 93 truck, getting that thing worked out. And we can share his screen from Twitch. Check him out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Kevin D.A. Brown, and it actually looked like it may very well have been a 2-tire stop. We'll have to double check on that. Nope, 4 tires, 12.8 seconds from the 93 crew. He is down and away, and now we're going to see where these drivers match up from. We got one more group coming down pit road, 4 or 5 of them. There you can see the 71 of Gail Brooks, Chris Cabot, Don Runkle Jr., Chad Cole down pit road as well. There in the 17, Tommy Ryan is coming off of pit road right now with the help of Falkingham and E.J. O'Rourke a little bit further back. So now it's going to be a wonder where these drivers merge into the track with each other.
Yeah, the charge is being led by the 77 of Mitchell Hunt. He's going into turn number 3, and he's going past Kevin Brown and E.J. O'Rourke. That group has such a head of steam. Right behind him, Chad Coleman coming up. They're going to gobble up the 39 there of Falkingham and go past the 99 of Tommy Ryan. And yeah, it looks like Mitchell Hunt had the right call so far in that pit stop exchange. Those other trucks pulling out right now, and everybody's going to drive by. Mitchell Hunt, no tires, Paul. You watched him go through just fuel only, and that's what's going to put the 77 out front for this run.
That's going to be something to take a look at, because it's not the first time we've seen that happen here at a super speedway race with these SIM500 guys. But we do have to make sure that we keep an eye on whether or not he blows a tire, because sometimes the trucks are quicker without changing tires, but you really got to pay attention to that tire wear.
Right now, the driver scored as your leader is the 71 of Gail Brooks, is yet to pit. He's sitting right there drafting off the 6th place car, Chris Jubu, and you have the Twisted T Toyota sitting behind that lead pack. At some point, Gail's going to have to relinquish the lead, and it looks like Chad Coleman is likely going to be the heir apparent to pick it up when pit stops are cycled through.
Now, it's actually looking like Mitchell Hunt's got double numbers stamped. I don't know if his pit crew was not paying attention. That's Mitchell Hunt up in the lead in the 77. Chad Coleman on the back bumper of him. Richard Beasley in 3rd. 4th place is going to go to Tommy Ryan. Kevin Brown in 5th. We'll take a look. E.J. O'Rourke, championship contender. He is running 7th.
Yep, looks like my timing and scoring just caught up. So Hunt, Coleman, Beasley, Ryan, and Kevin Brown are your top 5 here. Lap 25 in the books. We are going to lap number 60, and we'll remind you it's championship night between Hunt, Beasley, Brown, and O'Rourke. Whoever finishes out front is going to win the belt and win the Rent-A-Racecar run out there at Stafford Motor Speedway. And right now, Hunt looking good, but I have to imagine that Beasley and the other guys are very, very hungry sitting right there behind him.
Absolutely. I've had the opportunity to talk to all 4 of the championship contenders this week. Every single one of them's hungry. They each want that championship belt. And that championship belt's been sitting on my desk here at the Vidane TV studio for probably 4 months now, since we got it shipped in from Pro-Am Belts. It's absolutely gorgeous. Definitely very, very full of detail. And the drivers also want that free opportunity to drive a street stock. We've got championship night at Stafford Motor Speedway here for Vidane Racing on June 11th, Friday night. Come on out to the racetrack and have a couple of cold beers with Vidane TV. We're going to be hanging out, working on the cars just a little bit. And Jarrett Bolliard, last year's champion for Vidane Racing SuperSpeedway Series, he didn't get a chance to cash in his free ride last year because of the COVID-19, the pandemic, and all that stuff, travel restrictions. You all know the deal. But he is going to be coming out June 11th. We're going to have a champion versus champion inside the street stocks, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun weekend because the very next night, Saturday night, is going to be the debut of the SRX Series brought to you by Tony Stewart and Ray Evernham at Stafford Motor Speedway. So we'll be camping out all weekend. We're going to have the grill fired up, and you can bet we're going to have a whole bunch of coolers lined up.
Did you see the announcement they added Michael Waltrip as one of the drivers there?
I did see that. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's always fun to see Mikey involved in things inside and outside of NASCAR, and being that he doesn't have the tight noose, not noose, but the tight collar that NASCAR usually puts on a lot of their personalities. He's pretty much Tony Stewart as his boss now. I'm looking forward to be very entertained that weekend.
Look at Greg Snellgrove in the 31 truck. He tucked in on the back end of that lead pack, but appears to be one lap down. We have 10 trucks running nose to tail in the lead pack after the pit stops, being led, of course, by Hunt, and everybody just kind of tucked in line right now in these big, fast, super speedway style races, Paul. It's not uncommon for everybody to kind of take a breather after that first pit stop and just ride along and take stock in their heads of what they have for trying to figure out how to play this to the finish.
And the cream always rises to the top, to quote the famous Macho Man Randy Savage. Mitchell Hunt, championship contender, P1. Richard Beasley, P3. Kevin Brown, P5. EJ O'Rourke dipping back to P8, but he was leading earlier on here tonight. So all 4 championship contenders in the top 8 in this front 10 stretch of trucks here. The race, the championship, the victory, it could all go to anybody. Anything can happen here in the iRacing world, especially here at iRacing Super Speedway. See Tommy Ryan dipping up just a little bit, trying to get a little bit of air to the front of that nose and see if he's going to maybe push Beasley. Maybe he'll work with Kevin Brown. It's cool to see all the different personalities, all the different teams, all the camaraderie here in this league with SIM500, because that's essentially a lot of the SIM500 regulars are up in this front 10. Not too many Vidane TV guys or Vidane racing guys.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, as you get down to this, who's going to help who? You certainly know the championship folks are not going to help the other championship ones, but do some of these drivers have allies? I have to suspect they will, and it might show up in the finish here. We have 20 cars, trucks, ding, one to the cup. 20 trucks on the lead lap right now. 16 of them are within 10 seconds, but the top 10 have broken away. Then you have Wetzel, Weaver, Livingston, Jet, Ryan, and the 300 of Michael Sharp, along with Don Runkle. They're just off that pace, 10 seconds, hoping that they can get a caution and get back in contact with this top group.
Halfway here, lap 30 in the books. Going 30 more here at iRacing Super Speedway. One more pit stop on the way, and roughly 10 laps. And that makes it a 2-lap race here. Now, 2-lap race. Yeah, 2 pit stop race here at iRacing Super Speedway. And, well, we can see the 77 didn't, pardon me, the 77 didn't take tires last time down pit road, and he's still out leading this race. I'm very curious to see what those tires look like, and if that's something maybe some of these other championship contenders will take a look at for this final pit stop coming up here in about 9 laps.
Yeah, a lot of them have to be taking notes that the track position was gained by not taking any tires. Now, I'm not sure how many of them actually saw that or listening to the broadcast to know that we just gave that secret away. But right now, it doesn't look to be any worse for the wear for Mitchell Hunt. That truck just looks like it's on rails. It's holding pretty well with those worn tires.
He's also got one of the best in the business behind him, Chad Coleman, pushing that truck. And pretty much, you can almost tell whoever's going to get in front of that 38 truck and get the push from Chad Coleman may very well win this championship. Because you can see he worked with EJ O'Rourke earlier on. Now he's pushing Mitchell Hunt. And Richard Beasley wants a piece of the action. He's moved himself up into the 3rd position after lagging back in the front first half of the race or so. But he wants that 10 ride up front. He wants to try and see what he can do.
And these drivers now catching a little bit of a draft. 2 slower trucks, or trucks that are about to lap right in front of them. As they run nose to tail, they certainly have a better chance to run faster. And now those trucks, one of them moves up to the high side, is going to yield the lane. Looks like Yoakum up high, and the 78 of Fitzpatrick down low as the lead pack drives right through the center like a field goal. As they roll into turn number 1, no harm, no foul. And got to give a call to King in that number 35. He was running out in the back, as we called earlier, and right now sitting there, pretty good position in that 5th spot.
For sure, you can see more lap traffic up ahead. I believe clean racetrack now for the leader, Mitchell Hunt, as he looks out and sees turn 3. And you can see the pack kind of getting jumbled up just a little bit, but for the most part, still single file on the bottom line. There you see one more truck getting ready to go a lap down, but for the most part, all the championship contenders in this top pack. We can see E.J. O'Rourke running in 7th, Kevin Brown 4th, Richard Beasley 3rd, and Mitchell Hunt leading. So it's crazy. It's anybody's ball game at this point, anybody's championship, and these guys know that. And right now they're studying each other. They're seeing where each driver's stronger, where they're slower, where they're weaker, and they're going to try and put together all this information here in a matter of 25, 26 laps. With a pit stop thrown in, you got the 2-tire strategy, 4 tires. Do you take no tires? But one thing's for sure, they're definitely going to have to come down, get a full tank of the Sunoco race fuel here on lap number 40 or right around there to make sure they make it to the finish.
Yeah, and these drivers that went past a couple of those trucks that they were lapping, and those trucks blended right in there. So you have Fitzpatrick, who's running in the 19th position. He's getting wailed on. I've noticed a couple laps that Greg Snellgrove sitting there in that number 31 truck just beating the back bumper off the 78. Not sure if he was trying to get by and get himself to that first one lap down. I think that's really what's going on there, is those two are racing to be the lucky dog should the caution come out.
Yeah, and this is a real big racetrack, 3 miles here at the iRacing Superspeedway. So if you lose a lap, you lose a ton of track position and a ton of time on the track. So if you get the opportunity to try and stay on the lead lap, absolutely you want to try and take it, but you also don't want to affect the outcome of the race, and you don't want to, for sure, mess up the outcome of the championship as well.
This race going by quickly. No cautions thus far, and up front it continues to be Mitchell Hunt leading the way. He's got Chad Coleman right in the rearview mirror. Richard Beasley running 3rd, and behind him, championship contender Kevin Brown. All of them, you could throw a blanket over top of those trucks. Remember before I said they were leaving space between them like a truck length? Not anymore. Now they seem to be really tight to each other.
Seems like everybody's using this opportunity to try and see just how far they can push the trucks, how quickly they can get up to the back bumper and maybe utilize that draft here. And honestly, Kevin, I thought it was going to be a lot tougher to try and follow this championship battle, but man, we just got to keep the eyes on front. 3 of the top 4 in that top 4. Chad Coleman making an appearance, and he's definitely no slouch. He won last week, as you see Richard Beasley taking a big peek down low. Nothing there, and he falls right back in line in front of Kevin Brown. And man, these guys are starting to get antsy. It looks like it's not quite go time, but it is an opportunity to try and feel. You can see Beasley and Brown working together, nose to tail, trying to see just how much. There's a big wiggle from Richard Beasley.
Oh,
not sure if that was contact or what that was.
that was a nervous moment. I was watching that truck just step out on the straightaway. That's not very common. I see the 31 of Snellgrove running in the 17th position, trying to make aggressive moves, moving up to the side drafting off. He lost a little bit of the draft, had to tuck back in, but he's not content to sit there. As he steps out one more time, he's going to pull out and clear Falkingham. They get such a good draft going down the straightaway that with a little bit of help, they might be able to improve their positions. And that 31 is not content to sit there. He's trying to get his lap back the hard way.
And you got to wonder, a lot of these championship guys in this front line, are they looking up top? Are they seeing that top line could possibly work potentially with 2 or 3 drivers nose to tail? And that's what it would take to get around Mitchell Hunt. You can see he's right on the bottom. He's got help with Chad Coleman right behind him. So Richard Beasley, Kevin Brown, they got to be looking for alternates at this point. There you see Richard Beasley looking again, down low. Nothing there as Mitchell moves all the way down to that yellow line. Don't want to pass below that because that is out of bounds here, I believe, here at iRacing Superspeedway. But you can see that just right on the back bumper, Kevin Brown all over that tide ride, trying to get some momentum built. But there's really nowhere to go at this point. If they shoot up high, everybody else moves down low. They lose a whole bunch of track position. There you can see Beasley looking high. Kevin Brown had nothing of it. He's going to try and stay on that low line for now. Lap 39, going to be crossing the stripe. Lap 40 here, Kevin. We're going to have some green flag pit stops coming up shortly.
Yeah, it's got to be right around the corner here. As I saw Tommy Ryan jump up behind that Fitzpatrick truck and then come back after capturing the draft to pull back in. And yeah, these guys, they have to be start thinking about that last pit stop, and it's got to be nerve-wracking as one of these top drivers. You've done what you need to do. You're running, for example, for Mitchell, Beasley, Brown, you're running in that top 4, but you got to have a clean pit stop. It could be the total end to your championship bid here if you don't get a good on and off pit road.
And it's even more than that, Kevin. I mean, you have to get on pit road. You have to get off pit road. You have to make sure you don't hit anybody in anywhere coming on, getting off the exit there of pit road. And you have to make sure you stop inside your box. And the adrenaline's pumping, especially these championship contenders. They want this championship belt. They want the street stock rental at Rent-A-Racecar at Stafford Motor Speedway. There you can see Hunt, Coleman, Beasley. They come down pit road. The 31 comes down, locks him up. I could bet you he didn't make the speed. Well, he may have made it. There you see 38 locking him up as well. Kevin Brown currently the leader. He's going to lead that lap. No bonus points or anything like here. It's the whoever finishes first or finishes out front in these 4 championship contenders is going to win the championship. I'm going to do a little side-by-side action. Take a look at Richard Beasley's pit stop. Side is on the inside, the in-car, and there you see him sitting on pit road on the right side. Looks like we're waiting for the left camera to pick up just a little bit, so the timing's off on that just a little bit, but you can see Beasley down and away with no issues. That was fuel only for the number 10 Tide Ride. So he comes out right behind Mitchell Hunt and Chad Coleman, and we're going to take a look here. It looks like Kevin Brown is down on pit road as well. Just take a quick peek. Coming down, and he's got a slew of trucks. There you see Tommy Ryan, the 6 truck. The Twisted T 71 of Gail Brooks is down pit road, 35. Lots of action down on pit road, Kevin. Staying out for one more lap here. Looks like E.J. O'Rourke, championship contender, is going to do a little bit of drafting there with Daniel Falkingham leading himself a lap or 2. They're going to come down momentarily, it looks like, and everybody else behind them has come down pit road. So it's going to be a difference between tires and fuel. It looks like a lot of... Here they come, 39 and the 41 coming down pit road. Oh, a little bit of a mishap there for Falkingham. Slips the tires, but gathers it back up, and that's a scary situation if you're E.J. O'Rourke. That happened right in front of him.
Yeah, and you have to wonder how this works out, right? Mitchell Hunt, he pitted first. He's going to be up to speed faster than everybody else, and before that paid dividends as being the first one to pit, and O'Rourke playing the opposite strategy, last one to pit. Now, we'll see whether or not he's going to change any tires. Don't see any tires, just fuel only, it looks like, for the Chevrolet number 41, as... yeah, we'll see where everybody maps up here. I have to wonder if Falkingham sped coming on to pit road, which is going to leave O'Rourke by himself. The two of them are going to come off together as, well, there goes the 77 streaking by a lot of these drivers, and he's got the 10 right there in tow.
Yeah, you can see that that group, the 77, Mitchell Hunt, leading these drivers into turn number 2. He's got Chad Coleman with him. He's got the 10 of Richard Beasley with him, and they're going to be closing in on the 70, or on the 41 and the 39. There you see they blow right by the 39 and the 71, or the 41 rather. With no problems, and that's going to spread things out quite a bit. We can see Mitchell Hunt is the leader after the second green flag stop. That's it. That's all she wrote for pit stops. Now it's going to come down to racing and who's got the better truck and who's got the better drafting partner. There you can see 6th place Kevin Brown in the number 93. Doesn't have any teammates or anybody working with him, but he does have the 6 and the 71 in front of him that he can draft off of Gabo and Brooks, try and get back up to those front 3.
Yeah, it's really fortunate for Kevin Brown as he's going to be able to tuck on that. And 3 and 3, they should be able to suck the draft up and make it a 6-truck race right behind Kevin Brown. You have Daniel Falkingham, but he's at least a half straightaway back. But they have Joshua King, Tommy Ryan, and E.J. O'Rourke coming together. It remains to be seen whether these 4 can chase that lead group down in time to finish this race as we're working lap 44. And 3 has become 6. Those 3 drivers did connect, and now it's a 6-truck race, although some of those are not in the lead lap.
6 trucks under a blanket here, 3 of them championship contenders. Mitchell Hunt, Richard Beasley, Kevin Brown, all up in the top 5. EJ O'Rourke, your other championship contender, currently running in the 10th position, and you can see he is in the back of a 4-truck gaggle. So those trucks may or may not be able to catch the 6 trucks up front. It's going to be, they're really going to have to work hard, and you can see they're all over each other, pushing as hard as they possibly can, trying to get that gap to close back up, get the accordion to squeeze back up, so to speak. It's going to be a tall order, but 15 laps to go, 14 at the line. It's no, well, you can see the front 6 is splitting up just a little bit, and the 6 and the 71 kind of dropping back, and you can see that pack in the second pack there is starting to really close in just a little bit. So we'll see if they've got enough time to get up there and make this a 4 championship contender race.
Yeah, Falkingham was 3.3 seconds back, and now he's 2.5. So that second group, we weren't sure whether or not they'd be able to make contact. They are. They are running nose to tail, where the front group, well, you can see it right there. They're running 2 and 3 wide, which is going to bring these drivers in, and that's good news for EJ O'Rourke. Running in that 10th position right now, he needs this backpack to be able to catch that front group if he's going to have a shot at the championship.
Championship contenders, 3 wide for the lead, 4 wide now. Chad Coleman wants a piece of the action, a little bit of TV time as well. Give it to Kevin Brown, a fantastic move on the outside line, getting a little bit of help from the 6 knots truck there, as well as the Twisted T number 71 of Gail Brooks, and Chris Cabot doing a great job pushing Kevin Brown up to the lead. Scary moment, a little bit of contact between Kevin Brown, Richard Beasley, and Mitchell Hunt, and there you can see Beasley and Hunt dropping back just a little bit. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for that second pack. Those 4 trucks closing right into the back of this pack.
How cool was that 4 wide for a championship race?
And it was cool up here, let me tell you that. I don't know if it was a little bit different down in the driver's cockpit, but holy moly, great action here at the iRacing SuperSpeedway. And there you can see Richard Beasley getting a little bit of help there from Mitchell Hunt. He wants the high side, he wants the lead, he wants the championship belt, he wants it all. And he's going to try and get that push from the 77. There you can see Falkingham jumping up high as well to try and push that high side to see if they can get anything moving.
Beasley to the outside. He draws along the 71. He's coming up to the 38 of Chad Coleman. He's got a good head of steam as they come down to the end of the straightaway. Slams into the banking. He's alongside the second place truck. A little tag, little sideways, but still marching forward as the truck right behind him. Hugely nervous, but Beasley, he's going to be challenged for Brown. Brown comes up for the block. He's going to have nothing for him. Put Beasley in the lead as he crosses the line.
Still anybody's race here. They cross the stripe with 11 laps to go. Beasley and Mitchell Hunt, 1 and 2 championship contenders. There you can see leader last time by was Kevin Brown. He's back in the 6th position. Didn't have any help on the bottom side. He's going to jump up on the top side. EJ O'Rourke, where the heck did he come from? Huge run on the outside line. He's got on the back bumper of Falkingham there in the 39 truck. There's Kevin Brown. All of a sudden, he's leading on the inside line.
Here comes Chad Coleman through the middle. I mean, these guys are on it right now. And, you know, you're used to seeing O'Rourke and Brown and those guys run good. But, man, what a good race. Is just about everybody in this group, they don't care. It's championship night. They want the trophy.
Absolutely. 3 and 4 wide as they go across the stripe here, jockeying for position, trying to see who's gonna win this race, who's gonna win this championship. Put Kevin Brown to the point briefly. There you can see Chad Coleman getting a push from now. Richard Beasley pushing the back of the 38 truck, trying to move up the 38 into the lead and trying to get the 10 truck in front of the other championship contenders. Mitchell Hunt still in the picture right behind Daniel Falkingham there in the 39 truck. Business is picking up here at iRacing SuperSpeedway, Kevin.
See, a lot of these drivers, the bottom lane gets a little bottled up. You have to check up to keep from running over the truck in front of you. And if you pull to the outside when you got a good draft at the end of the straightaway, you can make a good run. Case in point, here comes Kevin Brown. He's got the Twisted T truck right on his back bumper. And by the end of the straightaway, boy, they get a good run. And EJ O'Rourke has hooked his car to that train, trying to see if he could get it pulled up there and get into this contest. O'Rourke kind of just languishing out in the back of this pack.
So that was about a 3-lap test session, it looked like, as everybody's single files. Now, nope, just kidding. Looks like we're going to have a Highline put back together here. Highline is a little bit closer, tightly packed there. You can see a couple of drivers on the bottom side hitting the apron there. Tommy Ryan on the outside. He's got Kevin Brown, championship contender, right behind him, and Richard Beasley pushing the Chad Coleman machine to the number 38. This race is far from over, though, Kevin. We've got 8 laps to go here at the line. Give that lap to Tommy Ryan. He's going to move down on the bottom side in front of Chad Coleman. That leaves the top open for Kevin Brown. He's going to see what he can do with that Twisted Tea machine, pushing him in the back. And there you see E.J. O'Rourke moving himself into the top 6. Once again, all 4 championship contenders in this top 8 truck pack.
Yeah, gotta give a nod to Gail Brooks in that Twisted Tea Toyota. That truck has been racy all night long, sitting there in the 4th position right now, right on the back bumper of Kevin Brown, trying to contest for this win in the season finale here on Saturday night. As these drivers, boy, there are elbows up all the way through. You have to wonder if they can stay clean all the way to the finish. Because I'd imagine with 8 laps to go, everybody knows they're just going to race as hard as they can and see where it lands.
And that's exactly right. Tommy Ryan down on the bottom. Chad Coleman up on the high side. Chad's going to come down in front of Tommy Ryan. Once again, leaving that top side open for Kevin Brown. And there you see Tommy Ryan. He's going to slide on up. Lots of slide jobs going on. Lots of crisscross and crossovers. Lots of just fantastic super speedway racing. You know, you think of super speedway racing and iRacing, and you don't think that it could be this competitive. But, man, you look here at the SIM500 Vidane Racing Super Speedway Collaboration Series here on Vidane TV on Saturday nights. The absolute best. This is the best super speedway racing you can see on the iRacing service. These guys just jockeying for position. Every single truck last time by in a different position than they were this lap.
Yeah, just incredible racing. For notes, John Fitzpatrick, Gerald Livingston both took their trucks behind the wall, going to retire for the evening as we watched this ferocious battle up top. They're side by side all the way, coming off to the straightaway. Beasley sideways down onto the yellow line, comes back up, running in that second slot down there in the Tide colors. And sometimes I wonder if the bottom is the place to be when you get to the end, because you're kind of boxed in there, Paul.
Yeah, there's a lot more room to maneuver up on the high side, especially if we were able to get a 3rd or 4th line moving here. I don't think we quite have enough trucks to do such a thing, but it'll definitely be curious to see if we maybe get some kind of 2-car tandem action going on. There you see Tommy Ryan jumping up on the high side. He's going to back himself up to the back of the pack, so that's going to give the lead to Chad Coleman there on the bottom side. Still has Richard Beasley on his back bumper. Oh, truck up on the wall, scraping, sending some sparks flying just a little bit. That's going to drop the, I believe that was the 6th truck. I could be mistaken there. No, that was the 99 of Tommy Ryan sliding on back. So that's a tough break for him. He's going to lose the draft. Kevin Brown trying to, contact, big contact. Kevin Brown tried to clear, tried to come down, made contact, it looked like, with the 71 Twisted Tea machine. I believe Chad Coleman's going to hold off the lead. But Kevin, we kept 5 laps to go. It's going to be a green-white checkered for the championship.
Yeah, big implications there for a couple of our championship drivers. The 41 of E.J. O'Rourke got involved in that. He bounced hard off the wall. I think I saw the 77 also go to the fence there, as we're under caution for the first time here tonight at the iRacing SuperSpeedway.
And we're just pulling up the tapes now for the Vidane.shop instant replay. You can shoot on over. That's all you got to do. Type in Vidane.shop into the web browser there, and that'll bring you right up to the Vidane TV merchandise booth. We got a lot of good stuff going on. We got hats, we got t-shirts, hooded sweatshirts, some Angry Tree Guy swag, all that good stuff. Some championship belt stickers in there for $5. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Check that out, Vidane.shop. But this is why you're here, the instant replay. We're going to give it to you in full speed here, and there you can see Kevin Brown tried to move on down low and unfortunately just was not clear. And we're going to take another couple of looks at this, especially in the slow motion. As you can see, Kevin Brown getting a good push here from the 71 of Brooks, trying to get up to the lead here. And you can see the 41 E.J. O'Rourke, he tries to push the 71 into the 93. A little bit squirrely for Beasley in the 10 truck, but not too bad. And you can see as they cross the stripe here, this slow motion is just a little bit on the super slow side. So we can speed that up just a little bit. Make sure we don't want to have everybody out there in TV land falling asleep. But there you can see Brown tried to move on down low. Spotter didn't quite clear him, and as he came back up, unfortunately, the 71 had moved up just a bit, and we can take a look here. 71, E.J. O'Rourke spins around. We're going to have to take a look and see if there's contact, and it does look like he's going to hit that, that inside wall there, front nose of the truck. That's big. There's no safer barrier there, and we'll pull up the 77 of Mitchell Hunt as well. You can see he is on the grass there. That's definitely no good. And we'll back that up one more time, and we'll see just how big of a hit. Same deal. Big hit for the 77. So that's going to knock these guys out of the championship, I think, here, Kevin.
You know, Rourke 1 lap down. They're trying to fix the damage on the truck. Don't believe he's going to get back into the contest. So we've lost one of our championship 4 is, yeah, when you make contact with those trucks, you got to be square. And if you tag one just in the corner, you have the possibility of yawing it sideways. And Brown was able to hold on to it, but unfortunately for a couple of his championship contenders, they went for a ride into the inside wall.
Absolutely, and we're going to see if we can see Kevin Brown currently leading the race here, and we're going to see if we can talk to the current leader right now. And I don't want to jinx it, but Kevin Brown having a fantastic run here, only three-peat winner here in the Vidane Racing SIM500 Series, and man, I got to tell you, I got your in-car camera pulled up on the other screen. We did a little bit of side-by-side action here on Vidane TV. You've been cool, calm, collected, laser-focused. Man, after that caution, I think that's the first time I saw your face change. How's the race going? What do you got for him for the last 3 laps here?
Well, I don't know. You might have jinxed me.
I hope we did not.
Now, I mean, the nerves kind of getting to me now, but it's kind of scary. We got mostly teammates right behind me, and most of my teammates are out of it. So I don't know what I'm gonna have to do here.
Well, it looks like the 77 of Mitchell Hunt, the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke, big damage to the fronts of their trucks. I don't believe they're going to make it back out on the track. So it's going to come down between you and the 10 truck of Richard Beasley, and just to even the playing field, we're going to interview him as soon as we kick you back.
Sorry, repeat that. My spotter was talking. I couldn't hear you.
No worries, man. We're going to go see if we can even the playing field. We're going to go down and talk to Richard Beasley, see what he's got for the race here. But good luck for the last couple laps, man.
All right, thanks, man.
It's Kevin Brown currently leading the race here, and we are going to talk to Richard Beasley. Richard Beasley, the only other championship contender who has not wrecked, currently running in the 3rd position. And Richard, we had the even the playing field a little bit. We didn't want to jinx Kevin. We don't want to jinx you, so now you're evenly jinxed. Man, what do you got for these last 3 laps?
Oh man, we're just gonna try to get a good restart here and see if we can't get a run and get to the outside. I got a few teammates around me. Kevin doesn't, so I'm gonna try to play that in my favor.
Absolutely. We'll let you get back to work, man. Good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
So you heard it, Kevin. That was almost the same interview. Yeah, I've got a lot of teammates. I don't know what I'm doing, and man, let's get her done.
I see a little damage to that brown truck as the right rear wrinkled in a little bit. The 10 looks great, and E.J. O'Rourke was able to come back in, but he's going to be out in the back, and he's got quite a bit of damage to that number 41. But, you know, the other thing that this does, well, it brings a couple drivers into the mix that were way off the back of the pack. Michael Sharp, Rich Jett, Joshua King, they're all now right in the mix. But, yeah, we're going to keep an eye on, well, they're running nose to tail right now with only a handful of laps to go. It's the pace car just about to turn left and let this field go back to green. We're going to settle it in just a moment here.
Absolutely. Green flag waiting. A big old long front stretch here. There it is. Green flag is in the air. You see the slow car trying to get around the back of the pack there as he came to the Days of Thunder finish there, but not quite how it works here in iRacing. Kevin Brown with a great restart. Little bit of a buffer over Chad Coleman there, and there you can see Chad Coleman dropping back just a little bit, but Richard Beasley all over the back bumper of Kevin Brown. Championship contenders 1 and 2. Kevin peaks low, he peaks high, trying to fake him out, trying to push him out, trying to get a little bit of room, a little bit of maneuvering room as he wants to get around him. He just doesn't know which way to go. And if you're E.J. O'Rourke, you're paying attention to this, because if one of these two drivers have some sort of mishap and they wreck both trucks, that hands the championship over to EJ O'Rourke. So Daniel Falkingham moving up into the mix, coming out of turn number 4, going to cross the line. 1 lap to go here, and you can see business is really picking up front, Kevin.
Yeah, if you're the 10, you try to figure out where you're going, and he popped out, and now the 93 of Kevin Brown is trapped, and Beasley's able to go around him, and he's got a good push by Falkingham. You have to wonder if Beasley and or Brown can find a friend, or will these guys try to beat them and go for the win themselves? As right now they do look like they have what I said before. Brown trapped in there is, well, here comes Beasley to the lead. They come down the back straightaway, and he's got a great push by Daniel Falkingham. Brown able to weave his way out, but is it too late? Hard to say as they come off of turn 4.
Brown around gets a little bit of contact there. That's gonna be all she wrote for the race, for his race. So you can see side by side at the finish, give the race win to Daniel Falkingham. Gonna win this race. Richard Beasley going to finish second. Richard Beasley, your SIM500 Vidane Racing Super Speedway Champion. Holy cow, what a finish, man. It's absolutely disappointing for the Kevin Brown camp, but Richard Beasley going to win this race, and we'll see if we can talk to him. We'll talk to him while the nerves are still hot. That's going to be the SIM500 Vidane Racing Super Speedway Champion, Richard Beasley. Talk to us, man. What's going through your head?
Wow, man. That was crazy. I just can't believe it, man.
Absolutely crazy finish here. You can see still side by side. It looks like Chad's trying to wreck your truck, as he does. But, man, congratulations on the championship. You won a race earlier on in the season. Looks like we're going to get to see a little bit of double burnout action here, which is pretty cool. And, man, just talk to us. Who got you through the season? Who got the 10 tie truck up through the season?
Oh, man. I just got to, thank all my teammates down at Team Name, Daniel, Chad, Mitchell. It's a tough night for Mitchell. He had a chance there, got caught up in a wreck. Pedro topped the pit box the whole season. I couldn't have done it without him. Tim's Corner Motorsports on the truck, Todd, all those people.
Absolutely, and man, you started back in the pack of the pack here. By design, you wanted to kind of play the race out. You and I talked before the race here, and it's it seems like it paid off, man. You were up front in the second half, and really put a hurting on the field, and to come home second, and to see everybody else have a little bit of trouble on the last lap there, man, that's got to be cool. So congratulations to you, congratulations to the team, and man, I'm looking forward to sending this belt out to you, and I'm looking forward to meeting you here at Stafford Speedway come June.
Hell yeah, man! I appreciate it, man. This is still crazy. I can't believe it, man.
Such a it'll sink in for sure. But I'm actually going to kick it down to victory lane here. Kevin, you've caught up with tonight's race winner, Daniel Falkingham.
I have Daniel's nose to nose right now with Richard Beasley as the two drivers celebrate victory and championship. But Daniel, you look like you maybe gave a little help, but at the end, got out and got yourself the victory. Good run tonight.
Yeah, first focus on the night was try to help Beasley get in the best position possible to win this championship, and then my second thought was to win the race, and it all worked out perfectly. So I'm glad we were able to win a race. It's been a really rough season for us. It didn't help the fact that I had to sit in the penalty box for the last 3 weeks here at SIM500, but glad it all kind of came closer. Glad and got a little extra money to take home with us. So
hell yeah.
Pretty cool to win the race and whatnot, and also congrats to Beasley for winning the championship. Glad he was able to get in. Glad we were able to win the race. Like I said, it's been a pretty tough season. Glad we were able to get the win in the last race.
Yeah, so Daniel, take us through that last lap. You had to be happy to see that caution, and it just kind of lined up. And we were looking at Kevin Brown. He looked like he got trapped down there on the bottom. By the time he broke out, he just was a little too far back to challenge for this, and you guys were left to fight it out going down the front straightaway.
Yeah, I was gonna let Beasley make all the moves for me, and then he pretty much sent up the middle, pretty much split up Bobby Wetzel or send him to the outside, pretty much thread the needle, and then I was right behind him. I was trying to put myself in position to win the race because I saw Kevin was going to try to get another run on us, and then he got wrecked behind us. I knew I could just 100% go for the win, and I was glad I got a little side draft, and we were able to get the run of the line. So yeah, just it's so hard to set up moves, especially at a place like this where it's unrestricted, wide open, and the runs here are so insane. So it's definitely a tough place to win at, that's for sure. But I'm glad we were able to win the last race of the year, and kind of a good way to, like I say, yeah, good way to cap off the season. Glad to make my return back to SIM500 after being in the box the last few weeks.
So good for you, Daniel. We're happy to see you get the victory here. Welcome back, and congratulations on that. Anybody you want to say hello to before we go back to our third place finisher?
Yeah, I got to thank First Rate Bay Life 207 for being on the truck as always, for all their support and whatnot. Also got to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. We're doing all the races all season long. Got to thank Rage Cage and Grabson Designs for doing this truck for me. Again, congrats to Beasley. Thanks to everyone at Team Name. I think we all did a really good job tonight. Also, shout out to Mitchell Hunt as well, who was in the running for it. Sad how his race ended too. And congrats to all the Final Four who made it this far into the season. Glad they think there were some 4 pretty good drivers that represented the series to be able to go for the title. And let's see. Yeah, thanks to everyone who watched, and thanks to everyone else who came out and raced with us tonight. And thank all the admins. And thanks to Vidane TV for doing all you did with the series this year. It's been a blast.
There you go, tonight's winner. He comes away with the season finale. Daniel Falkingham, congratulations. Go celebrate and enjoy that win. Paul, it looks like we're going to have the chance to talk to our third place finisher, Chad Coleman.
Yeah, always one of the best interviews here at Vidane TV. Chad Coleman, man, you were up front. Didn't want to let the championship battle here screw up your night. And it definitely didn't. You were up front all night long, led a bunch of laps, pushed Mitchell Hunt towards the front early on, worked with Beasley, worked with a lot of these championship contenders here, and you came home third. Talk to us about your race, brother.
Yeah, I pushed EJ in the beginning, I pushed Mitchell in the middle, and then at the end right there, I don't know what on the back straightaway. They got the big wad, and Mitchell got jumped. But yeah, that was a wild race. I kind of got hung out right there with a couple to go, and but we were at the time we were just trying, between me and Daniel, we were like, one of us needs to work with Beasley to get him pushed out and clear, and Daniel was able to drop in the hole that I wasn't able to get in, and him and Beasley took off. And luckily on the last lap, I had a good run at it down the back straightaway and split the contact between the 40 bouncing off the apron and the 93, and we might have used up the truck on the outside of us a little bit, but it was self-preservation at that time, so yeah, we wound up third.
And a great race. Telling Kevin all night long, one of the best super speedway drivers, pushers, pullers, doesn't matter how it is. 38 trucks always up front, and we got kick-ass beef jerky all over that truck here tonight. Who else makes it happen here for that 38 team?
Yeah, man, this was a deal from last year that me and that Aaron worked out, and so I like the paint scheme, so it'll stay looking like that. If the kick-ass deal comes back, then it'll stay just like it is. If not, we'll pull some stickers off and stick something else on it. But I'm really glad that Beasley won the championship deal. That's a good deal for him. And coming into this race, I told him, I said, if we get the chance, we'll work together. I said, I ain't gonna push anybody any more than I would the other. Just trying not to play a big factor in it. But I said, if it comes down to the end, I got you back on the deal. So it worked out to where Daniel was able to get with him right there at the end, and we kept everything safe. It sucks for Kevin that he got wrecked right there, and it sucks for Mitchell that he got jumped on that back straightaway deal. So it happens, but hell yeah, good job, Beasley.
Absolutely, and I guess the next big question here is, you coming up to Stafford on June 11th to watch Richard Beasley wheel one of these street stocks at Stafford.
Even though that will probably be the funniest shit I've seen in a long time. That's a long ride, and we're usually really busy with racing season right in the middle of our summer down here, so I probably won't be able to make that one, but hopefully somebody will get a lot of video, because that ought to be entertaining.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Vidane TV is going to be on the scene for sure. And without the NASCAR collar at Stafford Motor Speedway, we should be able to do some cool stuff at the track. But man, great run, third place here for you, Chad. Congratulations. Looks like the party's over in Richard Beasley's Twitch, twitch.tv/Beasley2810. If you want to go over, still streaming after the race. Looks like he's working on something. Looks like he's got a cheater box hooked up or something, but no, he's working on his wheel. But yeah, swing on over to Beasley's Twitch, twitch.tv, easy enough for me to spell, BEASLEY2810, and let the champ know that you watch him on Vidane TV. But Kevin, man, great race. I think it was your first Super Speedway race this season. Definitely not the first. You did a couple earlier on. Saw a champion get crowned, saw a winner that wasn't necessarily in the championship running, came back from a little 3-race suspension there. Let's do some final thoughts.
I'll tell you what, I looked through to Rich Jett, finished 4th here tonight. Good recovery for Rich after that. Caution took advantage of that. And Bruce Lee Weaver with a top 5 in that number 40. And, you got a feel for Kevin Brown. He was in the mix. He was in control of the race the whole night long. And unfortunately, it almost looked like a little net code. I saw him come down next to the car next to him. And then the next thing you know, the truck was spinning. And I didn't necessarily see any contact. But at that point, Beasley was already gone. So I think as much as I feel bad for that, I think the card was already cashed there at the pay window. So what an incredible race, Paul. Just all the swapping and aggressiveness, but clean racing there, except for that one little incident. It was a spectacular race in that last quarter.
Yeah, for sure. It really puts a cap on a really, really good season. The first time SIM500 Vidane Racing worked together on this collaboration deal, and definitely worked out very, very well. We had over 90 drivers start at least one race here at 11-race season, and that's pretty fantastic. Those are numbers that we used to see in Vidane Racing back in the NASCAR Racing 2003 season series race game simulation, as it were. So very cool to see numbers like that, and lots of support from all the sponsors, all the different partners here. There's way too many to list. You can check out all the sponsors and partners over on the Vidane TV Facebook page, as well as Vidane.net. But really got to give a shout out to Rent-A-Racecar for supplying the free rental. Richard Beasley, Jarrett Bolliard going to be racing street stocks at Stafford Motor Speedway June 11th, Friday night, and that's going to be the night before Tony Stewart and Ray Evernham debut their SRX series at Stafford Motor Speedway for their very first race. So going to be a beer-fueled weekend for sure. Going to take a quick peek here at the upcoming events. Busy, busy, busy here at Vidane TV. There you can see it tomorrow night. Sim Racing Unleashed makes their debut here on Vidane TV. SIM500 returns Monday night for the Trans-Service Cup Series at 9:15. Tuesday night, crowning another champion, the RBR Maritime Group. Tuesday night, single car qualifying starts off at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and then a little bit of doubleheader action going on Wednesday night. Tim's Corner Weekly at the Nashville Fairgrounds, and then the Showtimer checked out the Fatheads Cup Series Wednesday night at 9:15. And you can get all of the events over at Vidane.net/events. And while you're there, check out Vidane.shop. Get yourself a Vidane TV t-shirt, hat, hooded sweatshirt, sticker, any of your Tree Guy stickers, Two Drunk stickers, all that good stuff. We do it all. But that's going to wrap it up here for tonight. Congratulations to Daniel Falkingham for winning tonight's final race here at iRacing SuperSpeedway, the Fatal 4-Way 180 presented by Faded Glory Racing. And congratulations to Richard Beasley, that number 10 truck, the Tide Ride, going to the Champions Victory Lane. We made it up just for this series, Champions Victory Lane. He's going to be the Vidane Racing champion. But thanks everybody so much for watching. We'll catch you guys on the flip side when we do. We're going to be doing it live. Have a great night.